Hello friends, today I will show you all how to do a simple day and night sequence in Unity 3D. So first of all, let's open up Unity 3D. Make sure your project is new, or unless open up your previously made project. Now, first of all, we're going to make a simple day and night script. Well, actually, let's make the environment first. Create Terran. Now that we have our Terran, you can decorate it nicely. You can select any of these to make a new paint path on your Terran. Use this tool to adjust your Terran's height. Now that you have your simple mapping, create a new point light. It might have turned dark, and if you can't see anything, you can press this little button that looks like a sun to adjust its a component in real-time rendering. Now let's just select the sun and adjust it on top of the Terran. Double click it to zoom in. This little circle is the radius or range of which objects are affected in the area. Onto this point, you can adjust the range. Don't forget to turn off your, turn on your light element. Now that it looks more hefty and realistic, you can now go on to scripting. Well, let's adjust this first. There. Well, actually, before going to scripting, we'll need a character. So let's go to the most easiest one first. Go to Standard Assets, and then Character Controllers, and select First Person Controller, and place it or drag it to the game scene, and put it where you would like. select the first person controller, go to the main camera. You'll see all this. Now after you selected the main camera, go to game, no actually go to component, rendering, then skybox, and then click add. Do not select anything yet, because that is where the script will take place. Create a JavaScript, or as it is commonly used in Unity 3D, a UnityScript. Rename your script into your likings. This will be your script. First of all, you'll need to make variables. First of all, type in var, which is VAR, to indicate is a variable. Variable. And then do any variable name you want. For the sun. Let's just make that. Then colons, to indicate it's a game object or a class name, you must put in colons. That's only colons. That's right, in game object. Oops. Do that. And then var camera. That's more. This will be this object. Then var, these will be your materials for the day and night sequence. Let's write in day material. Then the next one, var night colon material. Now we have our variables. Here's a quick summary on how to edit this in the editor, except for the script. So X this after you saving it. So drag this onto the camera. Then click camera, scroll down, and your script should be right here. If you want to remove it or reset it, you can reset or remove component. To add a script, you can click this, or you can just double click this and edit it manually. So before we go on, let's go in the sun. Let's go to the scene. Let's go to point light. That's the sun. And the camera, which is ours, which is the oh, I almost forgot. There is two main cameras. So let's delete this one, which is our default one. But we want to have a first-person controller, so let's use this one. So let's go back to our editor. Our camera, scene, our main camera, our day and night. I like to use the Sunny 2 skybox. For the night, I like to use the Starry Night. Now that we have our variables, let's go back and edit our script. Okay, right now we're going to be making the if statement for indicating if it is night or day. Let's write in if brackets, and then the sun if the sun light enabled, if the sunlight enabled, that equals true, then what if it's true? Well, then we switch the cam. This is the camera right now, right here, and the skybox is right here. So let's do in this, the cam period get component, because a skybox is the component, and if you just write cam skybox, it will not work, because you'll need to specifically indicate where it is using the get component function. Then cam get component skybox, then material equals day, then semicolon to end that sentence, and then without using the, now let's write an else, do the same thing. Let's just copy this. Okay, component sign equals night. So right now it's just saying, so update is a function that runs every frame per second, which is the short form is FPS, so frames per second. So it runs every millisecond, which I've heard. Well, yes, probably. So this whole statement is just saying that if the sunlight enabled, the sunlight is this variable we just made, so which is point light. This checkmark is the enables, as you can see in the game right now. The checkmark is the enable thing. So if it's true, so if it's checkmark, that's true. So the material is day, so which we already defined. Then if not, which is else. If it's else, which is just saying false. If it's not true, then it'll go into night. So let's just save it. Skybar. Record skybar. Oh, what? There. Some functions need capitals, so be aware of that. And this will act as your output, or in Unity 3D it is called console. You can clear, collapse. Collapse is where, you know, if you, I'll explain that later on, maybe in other videos, but for now just focus. So on play we can do this. So now we have our, see, skybox, so beautiful. Then point light, when it's off, it's like you can see the sky a bit. When you turn it back on, it's like Now that we have our skybox, let's move on and create the day and night sequence without just pressing the checkmark, which is kind of weird if you want to make a game. Okay, now let's make a separate script. Create JavaScript. Now rename it to your likings. Let's make it, no, let's make it changing. There. Let's see. var the sun. Let's do it again. Game object. var the sun. Game object. And then this var is night equals false. Okay, this is something kind of new if you're pretty new to scripting, but it's also a beginner's fact. So it calls a variable is night, so it creates a new variable called is night equals to a boolean value, which is false. You know, but in JavaScript, in UnityScript, which is called JavaScript in Unity, you can do this without just defining what kind of value. Unlike the C language in the Unity 3D, you'll need to specifically indicate what type of value it is. So that's why I picked UnityScript, so it's more easier and more understandable. So let's move on. So var num equals the point light range, copy it, so which is about 10,000. So let's write in 10,000, which is a number value. You don't have to copy my variable names, they're just there because I just made them up, but yeah. And then let's go to, okay, here's the more tricky part. Let's do this. And let's go to if. This is the more easy way for me, unless you want to do the hard way. Well, not hard way, but long way. This is the long way, is night equals false. That's the long way, and if you want to try the easy way, just put exclamation mark right there, because that indicates if the night is false, then it proceeds to the next block. These are blocks, as you can see. And if you don't have an exclamation mark, it will indicate if is night equals true. So better put the exclamation mark. So let's proceed. And if it is, let's write in the sun light range subtract equal 1, then semicolon. And after that, go to, actually press if the sunlight range is under 1, just in case if it's a negative, so we can't really do anything if the sunlight range equals 0. So yeah, just in case if you want to negative, just saying. That's why I use this method. If the sunlight range is -1, then let's do the sunlight enabled equals false. Oops, I forgot the semicolons. Then is night equals true, so it does not repeat this. So now that's the end of that block. Let's go to the next one. Let's do this and do else the sunlight range plus equals 1. Then after that, oops, if the sunlight range is over or equal to, so this is over sign and or equal to the variable num, so you don't always have to write that in, you can always use that repeatedly. And let's make a new block right here. Then let's see, range num, and then let's do the same thing, the sunlight range, oops, I'm sorry, I meant enabled equals true, so the sun is shining beautifully again. Then let's do is night equals false. There. Now that I have changing, let's put it into the let's put it into the sun, the point light. And let's not mix it up to you. Let's just rename the point light to sun, so it is more, informational. So the sun, I think it's pretty straightforward. The sun is 9, and leave all this. And then the console, there's no error. And then let's press play. And there, you see the going down right there, the range. Let's pause it. I don't want to wait this long since, so let's put it to, let's erase to 9. Press enter, press play again, and then that's going, you can see it's going down on the range. Now I'll switch it back to night and see. I don't know if the screen recorder can actually see this darkness, but as you can see, the range is going back up until it reaches the 10,000 mark again. It can go back on, so let's just change this into 9. Let's wait until it goes back. It goes 9, and then when it reaches 10,000, it's morning again. Well, thanks for watching this tutorial, and thank you and goodbye. See you later until the next one.